So hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa and I am new to this space as far as creating videos and sharing with people. This is my first. I don't think it'll be my last because I have a lot to talk about and to share with you and things I want to share and know I want to learn as well. So this is going to be in regards to print on demand and what I've learned. And the truth about what I've learned early on. There is still a lot to be learned. I am not an expert. I'm not going to be able to answer expert questions. There are still things I don't know and things I'm learning. What I wish that I'd had early on was someone to say, hey, do this, don't do that, early on. And you know what? I'm following some really great mentors with, on YouTube that have helped me, and I'll name drop them in just a little while. They've got some really good videos, great videos actually, and they are just moving and shaking, and they're moving way faster than I can move. But they have been wonderful, and to be honest, in their channels, you can search, videos just specifically, like if you want to know about how to handle shipping and returns, you can, type that in their little search bar within their channel, and you can find a video that they've got if they have one. So there may have been videos from them early on because they've been around a few years that started with this, but I think their channels for doing or helping and mentoring ship there is an afterthought after, hey, let me help people, because it was this hard to break into. And I'm not sure if they broke into it during the whole COVID thing when everything just kind of took off, because I did not. I bought this, I opened this channel. I say channel, but my Etsy store, my mistake. I opened my Etsy store for this niche in 2022. And I wanted to do crafts and all that stuff that I'm good at. I'm good at crafts and sewing and home decor and all of that fun stuff. So I didn't think about print on demand. It wasn't on my radar. Although we had at the time started getting into Cricuts and buying, the vinyls and the sublimations and all that. We did. It was a lot of work and we didn't have time for it. We have another company. We run that, and it's a retail website, and we have a companion Etsy site for that, and we've had that for 7 years, I guess now, and we have over 18,000 sales in that. And so for every one sale we sell in that Etsy store, our companion site, it sells about 4 or 5. So they're completely different monsters, and they do their own, we use Google ads for the website, and we use advertising from Etsy, which I'm on the fence about how that works for that store. We spend about $20 a day for that store. And what was so eye-opening, I'm gonna go a little ahead of myself here. What was eye-opening about doing print on demand in Etsy is that when I opened up my other store, like I said, in 6 or 7 years ago, whatever it was, I didn't do anything. I just listed the products, really good listings. The tags were exactly relevant to the product, and the products were consumer driven. They weren't niche products like this at all. And they just sold, and it had nothing to do with COVID because it was years before COVID started, but everything just sold. It was easy. I didn't know about SEOs and of course, like I said, we have a Google Ads account that someone handles, and we push money to that, so I don't know anything about the ad space at all. And so, but we had our Etsy store, not our tech guy, so we just put stuff on there, and it just started selling, and it's just consistently a seller. It's a separate side income, same exact product, same exact price, just a different place to buy it. So why I say that is because when I started doing print on demand, I did not know what I was in for. I had to dive into this and say, oh, okay, so now I really have to think about how I make these SEOs, and that's very important. So I'm sure you've learned that probably by now in your journey, but it may not seem easy or come easy to you. I know Printful offers an AI help with that. I don't know how good that is. I just don't know enough about that. I would think with it being AI, it's going to put relevant terms in there, which is very important to your product, because relevant terms are important to Etsy. So let me start off by saying Etsy's doing two things. They are checking for relevant terms, and they are looking at how popular your product is. And by popular, I mean on day one when you list it, it's the most popular it will be until it takes off, okay? We don't know if it's 10 minutes or 10 hours, but they will give you time to get that in front of people, okay? And if they like it, they'll click it. And if they don't, you probably aren't going to get much feedback from that product ever again. I don't know. So two things are happening. When they list your product, you've got that day to get it out in front of people. And then over the next few weeks, they're going to crawl that product because they've added all the attributes to help them. Those attributes aren't just for your customer, those are for them. They want to know that if you put a sweatshirt up and you call it a long sleeve sweatshirt and you put it in a category for a sweatshirt within your store, that you're not calling it a t-shirt in your description. So historically, tags have been about, in Google, have been about relevancy, you know, and how relevant is it to the product. And they have over the years perfected the art of, you know, lowering your products on the rankings because you're not being truthful about it. You're saying, oh, you know, this product is everything to everybody. And then the customer gets into the store and it's not. Nobody wants to pay for that. First of all, if you're a business owner, let's just say it's, you know, your store, it's an ad campaign. You're paying for your clicks. So in my store, not Etsy store, my other store, I don't want people coming in there because they're looking for one product and I just want them. I have to pay for that. I don't want to have them come in if they don't need the product. So the whole idea behind getting the customer to your product is truthful. You need to be truthful about it. It needs to be on par with what you're selling. And Etsy wants that. Google wants that. Everybody wants that. Also be truthful about the price. You know, a lot of people are saying, hey, I want to put like an extra small shirt or a kid size in my variants and get them in there with an $8 number. It's very frustrating as a consumer to do that. First of all, when I go in and look at a shirt, I'm looking for women's shirts. If I'm looking for a unisex shirt, I'm okay with finding unisex, male and female. That doesn't bother me. I don't want to sift through toddlers, onesies, t-shirts. I'm off that listing that fast. So I try to think about what I like as a consumer. Unless it's a shirt that I just have to have and I can't move off that hill without it, I'm moving on. But there are people that will want that shirt no matter what. So I'm not saying it doesn't work for some. I'm just saying it doesn't seem feasible for everyone, especially when you're talking about money and advertising, and everything costs money. Don't forget, if you're paying for advertising, that's still an ad campaign. Once your $3 or $2 or $10 is gone for the day, it's gone. You're done. There's no more getting it back. So be truthful about, you know, what you're leading them into your store about. So Etsy knows that after a few weeks of your product being up, the algorithm is going to have weeded that out, and that's going to decrease your visibility on that product. So keep your terms relevant in all three places: in your title, in your description, and in your tags. Keep them relevant. Despite what any other influencer tells you. And I just say that just out of the goodness of my heart. I don't have any dog in this hunt to keep you from making money. This is my journey that I've been on, and I have found some setbacks based on bad information. The two best that have given me the best information are Cassie and Shauna. I'm sure you guys have heard of them. They're in the space, they're mentors, they're doing this, they're making money doing it, and I'm super proud of them. I think that they're gonna, continue to do that, and they're gonna give you good advice, because good advice to you means, coverage and visibility, and they make money. So why wouldn't they give you good advice, So don't disregard that good advice. Again, don't put too much stock in putting 1,000 listings up at one time. I feel like that was probably some of the worst advice I got early on. I spent all of July trying to push out 100 products to my store, and nothing sold. Nothing sold. Nothing got clicks. And I think also when I was pushing those early July, I started really pushing those out. Well, I think what happened there is I pushed out too many at one time. So I feel like if you do a few a day, a few at different times of the day, you're going to get more feedback than if you just push a whole bunch at one time, because Etsy gives you that first day to find out who's looking at this, who wants this, who doesn't want this. And then you're on your own. You're on your own with that. You can pay for advertising to get people to see it, and that will bring it up in the rankings too. But if you don't have free shipping or under $6, I do believe Etsy did that because they couldn't justify raising our rates again. When they raised our rates back in the 2021 or whatever year it was, 2022, and we all lost our minds. I don't think they're ready to do that to us again in this economy. So they said, hey, let's force them to collect the money for us. Let's make them raise their prices, and we'll do it under the guise of shipping. We want better shipping, and it is true. It is true that people want better shipping costs. They do. As a consumer, you don't understand how expensive shipping has got. It is just out of control expensive. And it keeps going up for the sellers. So Etsy wants a piece of that pie. They said, we'll force you to drop your shipping or give free shipping. And then when you raise your prices, we make more money off your prices. So that was their way to raise that for us. So that was cute on them, but now we have to make up for it. And then the consumer ultimately has to pay for it, because personally, I don't care to make $10 a shirt. There's no market for me to make $10 a shirt. You're making about $5 for a sweatshirt and less on a t-shirt, basically. That's just the way of it. Anyone that tells you any different, they have some kind of mega, super great, wonderful design, and I'd like to see it, because there's no possible way, after about $35, if it is not just a niche market, you're not going to get that out of them, plus shipping costs. So, anyway, prepare not to make more than $5 a shirt, and that's profitable in the long run. If you can come up, well, in one person, the only person I've heard say this is Shauna, who said that she personally likes to just go with more than one niche. She pushes more than one niche at a time, because I feel like she's very adventurous. Like, she's going to try things that other people aren't, and she's going to try it for you to see if it works, and then she's going to share it. So we love that. We love that. We just love someone that's willing to put themselves out there for us. So you go, Shauna. But other ones will tell you, no, you just stay in a niche, and that's better for you. But I don't believe that. I wholeheartedly don't believe that. I think you got to have more creativity. And if you're putting it on a t-shirt, put it on a sweatshirt, and then put it on a hoodie. And then another thing that steered me wrong when it came to shirts was a lot of these influencers told you, hey, you should use this particular shirt, like this Bella and Canva 3001. I haven't sold a single one of those shirts. When I started selling I think it was the 6400, I started selling those. Yeah, I started selling those. And of course, that was a price drop. And I was also very transparent in the description that this is a classic t-shirt, classic fit. There is nothing special about this t-shirt. And that's why it's cheaper. And that's why it's selling. And I think we're in an economy right now where people don't want to spend $25 on a t-shirt. And that may change in a few years, and that's fine. But getting through this right now, think about that cheaper t-shirt. Don't try to make $10 off of a t-shirt. Set your budget, it's your goal. I mean, at around $3, and go with the motto, which has been, sell, sell, sell. If you sell 30 of those, you do the math. So you're going to make some money off of that, but you're going to have to do the work to sell it. So again, that's one thing that I wish I had learned early on, because I didn't list a single cheap t-shirt. And as soon as I put those up, they started selling. And I regret that. I regret that I spent a whole month not making a single t-shirt sell. And now that I can. So let me just say that I have over 350 products listed now today. And early on I had, when I first started selling. So what I said earlier is I made my first listing on July 1st. but I built a bunch, but I started just pushing them out, you know. I was also a little timid about it because I'm one of those people that get to the cliff and then I can't just jump. So I was still crossing my T's and dotting my I's and trying to find out, you know, if I'm doing everything right. I don't want to make a sale and then have to give the money back because I'm not partnered right with the, you know, print. I used Printify. So I had to really just be sure about everything. So I did. I started listing those first shirts, and again I started pushing them out really fast, and I was getting no clicks, and I thought, wow, you know, this doesn't say much for the whole idea that Etsy's going to give you visibility on the first day. Didn't make sense at the time. I just thought, wow, there's just no pocket for me to break through, you know. That's the way it felt, and that may be the way it feels to you too. I don't know. That's the way I felt because I'm diving into my analytics, you know. I'm going into my stats every day. I'm looking at the one item that got 2 clicks, and I'm going into that item and I'm finding out how in the world did they find this shirt. And then if there was a term in that search that I didn't have and it was relevant, I went back to that listing and I added it. I'd still do that today. I'm still doing that every day. After the end of the day, I'm not up at midnight most nights, but if I am, I'm anxious to see my stats. The next day, I make sure to dive into those stats and to find out why those shirts got clicks. And listen, I'm new to this. I don't have graphs, and I'm not going to screenshot stuff for you. I'm just going to tell you, if we get to that point and you guys need that, I could do that, but I'm not the expert. The other girls are. You know, this was mostly designed to be in a partnership of, hey, we're new at this. This is my experience. This is what's helped me to share that. I'd love to hear from you guys to know what's helping you, what's not working. What's most important for most of us is what's not working. If we got more feedback on what doesn't work, specifically, because, you know, what's not working for me is working for maybe Shauna or even Cassie. And they have a bigger store, they've got more traffic, so that works too. But there are some things that just don't work, okay? And some things I wished I hadn't done first. So my first few pieces of advice before I end this video is, if you make your first sale, or 2 or 3, don't have the money deposited right into your account. You can leave your money in Etsy for up to 30 days. I think they'll do a monthly deposit. That's what I do. Let that money pay for your fees and anything else coming through. Pay for some advertising. Get $1 or $2. Start buying your advertising. That will help you come a long way. If you're a stay-at-home mom and you're looking for side income that you can't get out and work because you're, you know, with the kids, I get it. I was a mother. I'm a mother. I have grandchildren. My whole adult life has been all about children. You can obviously probably need the money, okay? It's a couple bucks a month. It helps, whatever. If you don't have to have the money and this is just a side hustle and you have a full-time job, leave the money there. That is my most valuable advice today, because then you won't feel the burden of all those fees and money coming out of your account, and and then you can pay for advertising and not have to plug that in yourself, you know, or get a monthly bill from them or a 2-week bill coming out of your account, because they will draw it out of your account at some point and say, hey, you owe us some money. If you're gonna buy Printify, you know, the subscription for the month, wait till you make your first sale. Do that. A lot of the influencers are offering like 10% off or a free month or whatever. Don't use those free months until you are absolutely ready. Use all the free services that they have until you don't have to anymore. I did for the first month. I came to a wall with Canva, which I highly recommend, where I had to pay for it. I just got to a point where I didn't have enough. It was too limited for me, so I went ahead and paid for it. Creative Fabrica. I couldn't live without that right now. That's probably my best investment from all of it. I didn't buy it right away. I went as long as I could, and then I went ahead and bought the year because they were running such a good special on that, and you don't even need a coupon for that because no one's coupon made that cheaper. So again, always wait until the last minute to get something that you need, because just work with what you have. If you have really good ideas, you can probably put them on a canvas and it'd be good. And then play with those ideas. Write down everything you see. Dedicate a notebook to this. When you're out and about and you see something on a shirt and you love it, take it, rework it, use it, get inspired by it, you know. Ask your children, ask your grandchildren, ask your sister's children, whoever's in your life. Ask your husband, you know. Another thing I don't see a lot in Etsy, and it may be because I'm not in Etsy enough as a consumer, I don't see a lot of spaces for men. Even myself, I'm not gearing my shirts towards men, which I have to keep pulling back and saying, oh, you know. So I don't think that market's saturated either. I think there's a lot of room to grow there. If one of your shirts starts to really sell, your design sells, then that's probably where you need to start focusing more of your energy in that niche type of whatever that was, whatever it is. Head in that direction as fast as you can. Pour some heart and soul into that, because that's what happened to me. Right now, I've got over 350 listings up, and only 3 to 4 of my designs are selling. That's it. The same 3 and 4 keep selling over and over again. Nothing that no advice I have taken from anyone on any of these channels has done me a bit of good as far as what to list. And I mean that by all summer long, it was about fall and Q4. You heard fall and Q4 a lot because fall is supposed to be a big time for sales. Well, I haven't sold a single fall shirt. And all of my first designs were all about fall. And I don't know what that's all about. And I can go search Etsy right now, and hundreds of fall shirts will come up, and they have bestsellers and popular now, and in 4,000 carts, as my granddaughter would say. And there's no, I can't break into it. So I'm not upset about it because it is my first year, and I'm still trying to be more creative in that space. I'm a crafter. I'm a lot of other things, but learning to be creative on a t-shirt was a little different, you know, without copying, because you can't go copy. I mean, there's no originality in that. And if you're just going to copy, you're just, again, that's more of that throwing at the wall and see what's going to stick. So you be more proud of yourself if you're really creative, and if you put that time into just a few of those designs, because that's what happened to me, is that I put all those designs up, and some of them are really good, and I think, why wouldn't this sell? And I can be offended by it, but what turns out to be interesting is that only about 4 of them were actually selling. And those 4 were the ones I put the most time into. I didn't just pump those out on my day off, you know, like I did before, like sit down and create, and then throw it out there. I really took my time with it. I really thought about it. I really added things to it and took them out, and added more things to it and took them out. I didn't just sit down and throw it together. And I don't really believe in that whole, you know, 50 listings in one day. You know, take this one design and change one word on it and throw 50 of those up today. That's probably working for a lot of people. I don't know how. It may be working. I can't break into that. And I feel like if I put 50 of anything up in one day, no one's ever going to see it. No one's ever going to see it. So I don't know. I had to work at this a little harder to see before I say it's true or not. So I feel like when I took my time and did those, you know, and I didn't just decide to make 3 really great designs. This was just fit in a span of 2 weeks, where I just came up with these 3-4 really good designs, and that's what I put up. And then ultimately they started selling. And so I can say that front and back designs sell pretty good, which is more expensive for you to create because your print provider is going to charge you for all the different places to print on. So be prepared to pay extra for that and have to charge extra for that. But again, you know, if the person wants that and it's in their niche, that's something that they want, and it's not something they're seeing out there, and you have it, then they're going to buy it, okay? If it's something that everyone else has because some influencer told them to go do it, you're not going to break into that, not unless you figured out a way to break through with something more unique and much better, you know. I also feel like, you know, time is not on your side. You don't. I mean, this Q4 is here if that's what you're looking for. But I also feel like slow and steady wins the race. So in my first 3 months, so I listed my first one in July. I made 1 sale. In August I made 2 sales. In September I made like 13 sales. I think it was 13. And then in the first, 8 days of October, I've made another 12 sales. So it's already gone up. Again, I am paying for advertising. I said $3 a day. I started with 2. When I got those extra sales in my account, I decided to bump that to 3. Started taking a little more time on my designs. Instead of just trying to pump out 5 or 6, I would try to pump out just 2 or 3 really good ones. And one of those sold right away. 2 of them actually did. So I don't have all the best advice. I don't know all the answers. I don't have graphics. I don't think I will have graphics. I do have a lot of advice though that I'm going to get into in the next video, because I don't want to go past 20 minutes on a video. Who wants to hear me ramble for 20 minutes? I don't. But if you're in this market and you are trying to break in, most of the advice that you're getting is great. If you're listening to either one of those ladies, they're doing you a solid, you know. If you're listening to other people, I don't know. I feel like some of them were just wrong about so many of the things, and I feel like you can, you know, be steered away. So, cart before the horse. Find your print provider. Find you some really good mock-ups. I did spend the $20 for a whole shop bundle of mock-ups so that I would be ready. If you're going to start, you know, with one or the other, just start with. I started with t-shirts because it was 9500 degrees, you know, in the summertime. By mid-September, I was mimicking all of the ones that had clicks onto a sweatshirt, and lo and behold, one of those that is my, well, now it's my number 2 seller, took off. So it's okay to put it on every you know, every shirt. Like I said, don't do the expensive shirt, but do the cheap shirt. Do the hoodie, but do the sweatshirt. Just do it all, you know. And early on in July, you know, I'll listen to an influencer who said, you know, you should really do these totes. Halloween's coming. All these kids are going to be trick-or-treating. These, oh, they're so cute. Oh my gosh, I started to check Etsy for those, and I was just blown away how cute they were. I thought I didn't have this when I was raising my children, so I went right in there and hammered out at it. Got me some mock-ups and started designing some really cute stuff, and I didn't nary a click. I was a little deflated. I thought, well, she said this was going to work, you know. Well, so did, you know. If she's got 4,000 followers or 4,000 people watching that video, she's probably got 4% of those, maybe 2% of those actually in an Etsy store doing that, you know. Some are just in their niche market, and some people will do anything that these people tell them to try, and I'm one of them. I'll be honest with you, I'll try it. I haven't started doing mugs or cut tumblers or anything else yet. I'm not there yet. I need to learn one thing at a time, and I will. I didn't do any of the election stuff. I know that was hot. I didn't do any of that. And I do want to move into Christmas, because Christmas is so fun and it's just Christmas. So, and then also don't plagiarize and don't copyright infringe. I know you've probably heard that 1,000 times from the other ladies, but I went out and I made these bags, and they were grandchild approved. They were like, oh, Mimi, these are so cute. I want one, Mimi. So not only did I, you know, publish them, but I went back into Printify and I ordered, you know, my grandkids some for the holidays. But no, not a single one sold. Not a single one sold. Not even really any clicks. So another thing that I learned too was that if you don't want to advertise right now, that's fine. But if you have a few items that in the first 30 days, because you only get about 30 days to look at your recent stats, but you can dig deeper into your stats. If you go back into your stats and you have a few of those items that really did get some clicks, go relist that, because I think your listings are 3 to 4 months that they renew on their own. If you have something that got some clicks and you feel like it was the wrong time for it, or you may have pushed too many products at one time, and you're not going to push anything today, when you relist an item, Etsy looks at it as brand new. So it gets that full coverage for that day. So do a few things. Excuse me, I have this allergy. Do a few things. If you can, lower the price or put it on sale, because Etsy will boost it for sales. And also in your search criteria, people refine their searches by free shipping, on sale, and star sellers. Sometimes. I don't know about the star seller. I'm still kind of on the fence about that one, because I don't care about that. But some people may. If they're prone to Etsy or had a bad experience, maybe. So anyway, and that can change within a day because one person can ruin your star seller setting. So I don't throw everything at the wind for that. So my point is that there's a few things you can do to get that up in the rankings. You can put it on sale. You can offer lower shipping, which I think those bags are only like $4 to ship. So you could eat that price and still make $3 if you wanted to. Free shipping does, is a lure to people, especially if they're going to buy more than one. They don't want to pay the shipping plus the extra. So feel free to give them free shipping. You can make your money back on that. Even if you lose $1 or $2, who cares? The more times people come to your store early on, the more money you'll make later. So if you're not looking to make a bunch of money today, sometimes you don't need to make a profit. And that's kind of where I've been. I've been making about $2 to $5 per item because I've dropped my prices lower than the big guys who are making $5 to $10 a pop. So that's not the business model for everybody. I understand that. I'm not doing this right now for a living. This is fun. So, and that's not the case for everybody, I know. So you can do that. You can go back in and relist your items. And when I did that with my tote bags, my trick or treat for children tote bags, and they're customizable with their names on them, they all got clicks. I didn't sell a single one. So that means that someone's got a better price. And I searched, and I thought I had a really good price. And I also refined the search when I did it in an incognito tab. I looked them up. I refined the search and I did low to high on the price and free shipping and all that. And I came up in the first page. So not everyone's doing that. But again, my designs probably weren't as cute as someone else's. And so there you go. I mean, if you don't have what they're looking for, it's not Etsy, it's not this, it's not that. It could just be that your design is not what they're looking for, and that's okay. You can work on that. You can work on that, and that you can get better at it. So anyway, so it didn't cost you anything but 20 cents to list it. It took time for you to create it, and you know what? It's up forever. You're not going to take it down. There's no reason to take it down. So I'm going to end with this. Don't quit. Don't quit. And I will be back to talk to you guys. And I want to talk to you guys. And I want to learn from you. And I want to maybe share some of my experience because I have more to tell. I just didn't have time to do it. Again, I don't like long videos. Excuse me. And my allergies are raging today. So I would like to talk to you guys again. I would like for you to follow my channel. I'm not looking to make any money off this channel or side hustle. That's not what I want. What I've always thought about in YouTube and all these spaces is that sometimes it's just fun to be with people, to share with people, and we don't do that in social media a lot. We are just one-dimensional. We're just throwing information at each other, and we're not engaging. So let's engage. Let's talk about it. Let's share ideas. Let's ask me a question on the channel. I will ask the group. Not everybody reads the comments, so I will try to read all the comments, and I will try to ask any questions that I can, to get anyone's feedback. So because I love people and I love creating and I love content, and I hope that this gave you some information. It probably didn't because I'm all over the place and I'm new at this, but I'm not the expert. So please come back and see me soon. I'm going to have another video up really soon. And again, I would love to hear your feedback. So have a wonderful day. Thank you for taking the time to share with me. And I know we're going to have a lot of fun. Thank you. Bye.